coming to you live from Tenerife all week this week. And yeah, first of all, we should apologise. Many apologies. We were supposed to be going live at 6 o'clock every evening this week. And unfortunately today we got a little bit waylaid. Thank you, Apolline. Apolline is here right on time with the wine. Say hi, Apolline.
Hello, everybody.
So yeah, we're really sorry about that. We went up, as we said yesterday, we're going to be going up to Teide today, and that's exactly what we did. And it was wonderful. The weather was just perfect. It was really clear skies all the way, and unfortunately, it's a little bit cloudy now, although it looks quite bright outside. We are now coming to you live from the Milia Hacienda del Conde.
Hacienda del Conde.
Hacienda del Conde, thank you. Get my accent right. So this is an adults-only property. Be really honest, we haven't really seen much of it at all. In fact, any of it really.
Yeah, we just arrived. We just checked in. We've seen our rooms. I love my room.
I barely had a chance to look at my room. So I'll tell you that the stress that we have doing these shows is when we're running late on time as we were today, even by putting it back to 7 o'clock. The challenge is that I was really keen to show you all the videos that we took today at Teide. And unfortunately, it just takes so long to upload these videos. So I'm going to work really hard tomorrow and tonight on getting those uploaded. Hopefully you'll have all seen, last night we posted up the video from the Sheraton Caleta, which we really loved that property so much. It was really interesting to see one comment on Facebook from, I think the gentleman's name was Mark, who said he stayed there over 11 times. Wow. In the Sheraton Caleta, and he's booked again for December, which is just fantastic. But I think that's the testament to the hotel. And that was our experience as well.
Yeah, we loved it.
The staff were just, really friendly, really accommodating. Same again this morning at breakfast. They were just super accommodating, and yeah, it was a great property. So hopefully you've seen the video of that. We also we put up another video. I can't remember what video I put up now. Gosh. Put up another video on there as well.
The Iberostar.
From the Iberostar, thank you. The El Mirador with the interview with the GM. Apologies that the GM's voice didn't come out quite as loud as we would have hoped, but he's such a lovely guy. And he sent us an email today thanking us for the opportunity. And we said that we're going to try and record a podcast with him for our Insider Guide series.
Yeah, he was very experienced. He had a lot of interesting information to share with us.
Yeah.
He really had the hospitality in his blood. He was a very good GM. You could see he was very much
really on the ball.
Hands-on.
Yeah. And one of the other points of topic of conversation that we spoke about, and this is a really good message for everybody out there, whether you're a travel agent or a consumer, is a general topic of conversation that we've had a few times recently, is with regards to a certain website called booking.com. And I will say I'm really embarrassed that at the moment we've used widgets on Low Season Traveller for booking.com, and we're going to take them down because a lot of the money, when you make a booking through booking.com, the money goes through to millionaire shareholders, and it doesn't really go through to the as much to the hotels and to all the jobs that they support, to the local community. And kind of, we've been sort of talking about this quite a bit, and we're sort of trying to encourage people to, have a look at the prices and everything else if you want to on booking.com. But please don't book on booking.com. Book with a local travel agent, book with a tour operator, or ideally a local travel agent, or book direct with the property if you absolutely have to. But certainly not with booking.com, because a lot of these a lot of these hoteliers, they really are bound really tightly by booking.com. Booking.com own the distribution for an awful lot of these properties, and they're tied up, and they will never criticize overtly booking.com, but they're all completely shackled to booking.com because they need booking.com, yet they're forced to pay crazy high commissions each time to booking.com.
Yeah, so they receive pressure as well,
a huge amount of pressure
to the rates. It's like booking.com would say, look, your competitor has lowered the rate, so you should do the same, and it's a huge pressure. And
it just feels wrong, and it doesn't feel like that's the kind of tourism model that we should be promoting for the future. So just a general message out there for, for the consumers out there. If you're booking prices and looking at prices and everything else, look at the prices on booking.com, but then, please actually book it elsewhere and give them the opportunity to match it or whatever else. And let's say go to a local high street travel agent or your local home working agent, or indeed, if you have to go direct to the hotel, even that would be far better. So yeah, that was just a good sort of point. Let's get on today to Teide, and I want Apolline to talk a little bit more today about Teide, just because I've been to Teide a couple of times, and every time I've been to Teide, I'm blown away by it. Teide for me it's one of the most magical places I've ever been to, and anybody that knows me knows I'm relatively well traveled. But I was saying to Apolline, I said, a lot of people talk about the Grand Canyon. They talk about, Phoenix in Arizona and Monument Valley and these kind of places. A lot of people talk about Hawaii being a dream destination with the volcanoes. Honestly, Teide in Tenerife, it's all of those. It's got all of those, and I'm not exaggerating. It's that dramatic. And again, I really wish I could show you the videos, and you cannot believe how frustrated I am at not being able to show you the videos that we took today, because they're really.
We can show them tomorrow.
The weather was just so perfect as well, and it just highlights again why low seasons are such a great time. This is low season for Tenerife, and that experience today was so not what you would imagine for a low season experience. It was better than anything.
It was perfect.
But I've been to Teide a number of times. Apolline, it's her first time in Tenerife, and it was her first time at Teide. So Apolline, tell us your thoughts on Teide, between what your expectations were and what the reality was for Teide.
Well, I think first of all, Jed, I was expecting to freeze up there because it's the highest mountain of Spain, 3,700 meters high. So very, very high, and I had packed a sweater, a big jacket. I was like ready to freeze. But well, first of all, let's start with the drive, because we left Costa Adeje, which is on the south coast. Beautiful climate, very sunny, clear sky, blue sky. It was probably 25 degrees this morning when we left. And then so you take the road that goes up to the cable car main station. So you go up, it's around 50 kilometers from where we left to the cable car station. And through these 50 kilometers, you go up and up, quite steep roads, and you see a variety of landscapes. You first cross like the lush forests with all kinds of plants and very exotic and very green. And then you arrive to the pine forests, La Corona Forestal. So it's like the forest crown. So you cross these pine trees, and it's really green, but you can see there are only pines because they are really growing on lava.
Yeah, very hardy.
Very hardy. So not any kind of plant can grow there. And then you enter the crater. So the
crater.
Yeah, the crater. So there it's only lava, big blocks of lava, and the road, that is a very good road, by the way. You can really drive there very comfortably, either by car or by motorbike. And a lot of bikers as well, with bicycles, they are climbing up this road. And that was very impressive, because it must be a huge effort to climb up there.
Pia was saying for anybody that didn't catch this, by the way, it was really great. We did a podcast last week with Pia from Turismo Tenerife, and she was saying how a lot of the world's leading athletes, but especially cyclists, they go to Teide every year to do the training, because it's high altitude training. Yeah. The roads are they're a dream. Apolline was doing all of the driving today, and thoroughly enjoing it, although going a little bit fast.
Yeah, well, I'm a speedy Gonzalez.
I'm more kind of chilled, but the roads are really superb quality, and you could imagine that car manufacturers would go there to do their recording. Yes. They're completely empty as well. So we did again a few videos of like a time lapse going up through these different layers for you all to see, and actually it is wonderful footage. I just couldn't get it uploaded in time. But what you notice on it is, when I was looking back at it, not a single car.
No, there was nobody.
Not a single car did we pass.
the road to ourselves, and this clear blue sky, and the change in the type of trees, the type of soil, and when you cross this crater and you see all the lava and you imagine what it has been years ago, 1,000 years ago, the last eruption of the volcano, and you see this huge area that looks like the Grand Canyon, or
it's incredible.
It's really,
I mean, it's
so big and so impressive. You feel like a tiny little thing in the middle of this crater.
You get blown away by the sheer the space. It's really sort of weird to describe, but you've got this colossal blue sky with not a cloud in the sky at that particular time, because you're above the clouds. You're completely above the clouds.
Yeah.
So even if there was clouds, you're above the clouds. So it's a completely clear blue sky, and you can just see so far into the distance. So it's a huge sky, huge landscape of these sort of crater and monuments of lava rather, sort of built up like exactly like monuments.
Yeah.
It's so photogenic, and no matter what, we could show you the video, show you the photos. You can't, even as I'm taking the photos there from the side of the car or the side of the road, and when I look at the photo, I'm like, no, it's not doing it justice enough.
No,
you truly do have to. It sounds cheesy. You really do have to be there to fully appreciate it. But it's breathtaking. But then we got to I want to call it the base camp, but it's not.
Yeah, the base camp, the cable car station.
The cable car station,
which is 2,200 meters above sea level.
Pretty high in itself.
So it's pretty high from sea level. We arrived at 2,200 meters high.
And that was quite busy. That was quite busy, though, wasn't it? That was
busy. A few cars.
There was a few cars around.
We had to buy the ticket. So now, of course, with COVID conditions, we have to buy the ticket online via QR code. It wasn't working, and the people there said, like, we can't sell the ticket like physically. You really have to use the QR code.
The guy said I would lose my job if I tried to sell you a ticket.
Exactly, and we're like, come on.
A little bit frustrating.
Anyway, we managed to buy the ticket. It's quite expensive. I think we have 37? To say 37 to go up and down with the cable car per person. So
it's dear, if you think about the average price of a cable car anywhere else that you go. So it's not cheap, and especially if you had if there's two of you or a family of four, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap, but it's really worth it.
They've got you. You have to do it. You can't go that far and not go to the top. And especially, so I had been that far and not gone to the top because if the wind's blowing and if the weather is adverse, they stop the cable car. And what we kind of learned from this is you can book it in advance. And if it's not running, you automatically get the refund for that booking slot.
Yeah.
So what we kind of learned is you are probably better just booking it in advance. You're going to pay 37 euros anyway. When you get there, if not, you're going to have to fiddle with a QR code and try and do it all on your mobile phone or whatever. And if you're like me, you'll have to dig your glasses out and all of that kind of nonsense. So you book it more in advance. However, when you get to the top. Of the
view is just like,
it's unreal. It's like being in the only view you've had like it before is when you were looking out of an aircraft window.
Yeah, I would say, because you're so high up in the sky, and you see the whole volcano area, you see the whole island. We saw La Gomera far away. You see the ocean. You can see the white shore, like the waves breaking on the shore, so you can see the white line. It's really, really,
and the layer of
beautiful.
clouds as well, and you're way above the cloud layer, so it's really great. I will just say that it is high, and anybody that hasn't experienced any form of altitude, if you're not particularly a climber, and I'm not really, you do notice that you're a little bit short on the breath. And we were with
a little bit.
We were with a delightful French couple that didn't speak any English or Spanish. Lovely, lovely couple they were, and they were just so grateful, I think, to be able to speak French with anybody.
Yeah, exactly. They were very happy to speak French with me. Plus, they wouldn't have been able to buy the ticket online with the QR code. They were like, "What is the QR code? How does it work?" And they were so happy to buy it with us. And they were 70 and 80 years old.
But I think they were struggling a little bit with the altitude. It does, if you haven't experienced it before, just going up a few steps when you're at the top there, it takes it out of you. You feel your heart going a lot more, and you feel that you're out of breath a little bit more. So it's just, again, something for you to be aware of. And I kept saying to the two of these, I kept saying, look, you know, easy, just very, very gently.
Yeah, because you feel the altitude.
Yeah, that's you really do, and you could get sort of lightheaded. But when you do get up there, you can do walks around either side, and you probably have to be quite fit. I would say it's fair to say good walking shoes.
Yeah, good walking shoes, definitely, and a good jumper, because we used the jumper, but it was not so cold today. We were so lucky, I think, because the wind can be really cold.
It can.
And and then also for the ones who really want to go to the top, you can do an extra 40-minute walk, and you arrive really to the top of the volcano. So this is something we didn't do because we probably didn't have the adequate shoes.
No.
We didn't have water. We went there.
You need. I think you need to be prepared for it, but it's, by all accounts, it's very manageable. And a lot of people were going up there right to the very top. You need to have a bit of time on your side, but you definitely need good shoes. The lava that's all around, and it's the same at the base, by the way. It's so uneven. I mean, you could, as they would say near me, you could crookle. That means roll your ankle. You could roll your ankle ridiculously easily. So I think good footwear would be a must. We saw a lot of people there that were doing the walking, and they had walking sticks.
Yes, they were really prepared.
They were super prepared.
But I think among the people we saw at the top, there were also people that had done the hike from the sea level.
Yeah,
and climbing to the top, which takes 5 hours.
Yeah,
and it's very steep, and it's not for anyone. You really have to be in very good physical condition to do that, I would say.
For sure.
So
we did that. We came down again. Then we parted ways with our French couple, and then we drove down. And we drove down a separate side of the island. And I'll get the exact route, and I'll share it on the website and share it on social media, because that route on the way down that we drove was really, actually, it was better than the way up. And the way up was great, but the way down, again, you go through these really clear layers. So at first, it's completely clear blue sky, no clouds around, and that's because you're above the clouds. And it's wonderful. It's very arid, and it's Grand Canyon-like, huge wide open spaces, these big pillars of lava sort of formations. And you go through that area, and then the next part that you come to is the pine forest again. So you're going through pure pine forest. So really thick pine forest, nothing but pine everywhere. And then you come to the cloud layer. And that gets really interesting. So all of a sudden, you've got clouds just drifting across the road in front of you. And it's kind of, again, the word is ethereal. It's kind of almost spooky.
A bit
mystic and a bit spooky. Yeah. And you've got these, and it's all of a sudden, it's as lush as you could ever imagine. It's every shade of green that you can imagine is there. Yeah. Ferns as big as a house. If you want to understand what they look like, if you go on the Low Season Traveler homepage, one of the main images there, it's just like that. There's a picture of a girl with a camera taking a photograph among ferns. That's exactly what it's like. It's unreal. Lots of flowers at this time of the year.
Lots of flowers.
Spring flowers.
And the temperature dropped.
And it dropped. What was it, 12?
It was like from 20, all of a sudden we went to 13 degrees. So you just feel all of a sudden that the temperature drops, and it's all humid.
Of the island that you can see all over again. And it gradually starts to get a bit warmer.
Yes.
And the road is just so fabulous, and you barely see a car on the road, a few cyclists. But it's such a smooth, well-kept road. They've obviously invested in it.
Oh yeah, the road is just perfect.
But it's just an absolutely, a magical experience. Like I say, I've been to Teide probably 4 or 5 times now, and every time I said to Apolline in the car, I said, sorry, you probably think I'm going overboard and going on a bit too much about this, but this place just blows my mind. It blows my mind that so many people that might have even been to Tenerife in the past haven't been to Teide and experienced that, because it is every bit, it's so much like Monument Valley, or like the Grand Canyon, or the Hawaii, all of that rolled into one. It's just phenomenal. It will absolutely blow you away. So if you do come, 100%, you need to hire a car. preferably some kind of a convertible, we would suggest, but lots of sun cream because I'm a little bit pink today. And get yourself driving up Teide. It's just an incredible experience.
Yeah, it was really, really beautiful. Really one of a kind.
Yeah, first class. So that was today. So sorry that we couldn't share with you. We won't work on that. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, we've got a pop-up. So sorry that we couldn't share with you the videos. I will get them posted tonight, and they'll be posted on the Low Season Traveller page. They will eventually make their way onto the Low Season Traveller website as well. I think it's really pertinent to remind you all as well that you can win a 4-night luxury stay in Tenerife with flights, and it's 4 nights for 2 people in the Milia.
Palacio de Isora.
Thank you, Palacio de Isora. My brain is fried today. And it's a really wonderful,
That's the altitude.
prize. It's the altitude.
I think.
But a wonderful prize. If you go onto lowseasontraveller.com/Tenerife comp, all one word, and fill in your details there, and then you will be entered in. And that would be wonderful. It'd be, look, for the kind of year that everybody's had, I think there isn't anybody out there watching this that doesn't frankly deserve that. So it could just be the tonic that you need, and someone has to win it. Closing date is the 19th of June, so you've got time. Please feel free to share it with your friends and everybody else. The only price that you have to pay is that we might send you the odd newsletter, but it will only be the odd newsletter. No spammer. We don't share your details with literally anybody else, which is a cast iron guarantee as well. So tomorrow, the plan for tomorrow is...
So we have a good surprise plan. Now we just have to decide if we do it or not, because our French friends that we met today actually invited us for a boat trip with the fishermen.
Yeah.
So that's an option we could do.
It's
basically go fishing with a local fisherman. And
which kind of would be cool, and the footage from that would be really great to show you guys. You know, here we are with the local fishermen. I think it would be pretty cool. But also, again, for anybody that isn't familiar with Tenerife, there is an incredible richness of dolphins and whales round about. So there could be an opportunity for us to to get some sightings of dolphins and whales, which would be great to show you guys and to get on a video as well. So. Yeah, it could be a really nice option. I think the other option would be going to Mazca.
And this is Mazca, which is a neighboring
town, not far away. So that could be an option. So we're gonna play it by ear a little bit there, really, and see.
And we have to try the local food.
Yes, exactly that.
Because we haven't
had anything really
yet to really try the local food.
And it would be great to try the local food and to again to show everybody out there what the local food is like, and we'll be honest about it as well. I'll be brutally,
so far we have
honest.
just tried the local wines,
which have been very good.
Which have been very good.
The local wines,
the local food, and I think it will also depend on the weather tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the weather now is quite windy. It's not cold. It's not cold. It's like 22 degrees, but it's just very windy. So I guess our plan will depend on the weather.
But also we will, of course, take lots of footage around of this particular property, which does look on first glance as absolutely fabulous.
It looks like an old mansion.
Yeah, it does.
From a conde.
Where we are, it's. Yeah, it does look like an old sort of colonial style mansion. We're in just this, I think it's like a games area. It's like a card table that we're based on.
Yes, that's true.
But it looks like it's got an awful lot of character, this place. But literally, we have just walked in and set up, managed to get the Wi-Fi password.
I actually got the wines from the bar, which is located in the old church, because the mansion had a church. And now it's converted into a bar, because of course nowadays people use more bars than churches.
Yeah.
Well, but the lady at the bar told me that it used to be the church for the whole village, and that they used to do wedding ceremonies and all kinds of ceremonies there.
Oh, interesting.
And now it has been converted into the bar for the hotel.
Love that.
Yes.
Love that. So I can say to my mother, if she's watching, that I have been to church. Yeah,
exactly.
I love that. Superb. So that's it for today. Just quite a short episode today. There hasn't been any questions yet, but if there is, then no problem whatsoever. We can answer those. The video will stay live on here. We will share. I'll try and get them put up tonight. some of the videos from today, and honestly, they're incredible. And it's when you look at those videos and you just think, gosh, you know, that's hard to believe that that's a real experience. That was a real experience today that we had, and it's a real experience that you could have during the low season here in Tenerife, and it's a first-class experience. I would challenge anybody to find a better experience than what we had today. So so that's it. I don't think there's anything else that we need to mention, really. You'll have seen that we did share up some of the prices as promised from the Sheraton Caleta, courtesy of our friends at Designer Travel. Again, if you didn't catch those, if you have a look on our Facebook page, you will see the post there for that. And tomorrow we will absolutely make sure that we don't let you down, and that we are here at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow we might choose a different location. Maybe we'll go to the church. Maybe we'll go to the bar.
Absolutely, we have to use a different location.
So we'll do a different location tomorrow, but we will be coming to you live from here, and we'll hopefully make sure that we've got some videos to show you guys as well. But that's it from us. Thank you so much. Thanks a million for you guys for taking the interest and taking the time to have a look at this. And if you have any questions, do pop them in the comments, and we will get back to you, of course, straight away. But I guess until then, goodbye from us for today. See you tomorrow, and have a great day tomorrow. Take good care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.